Hello. It's finally fall in Nashville, so I'm coming at you from my favorite sweatshirt, nice and snuggly today. I am going to do a tutorial for the Tennessee Waltz. I'm going to do this one in the key of G to make a version that doesn't involve any bar chords, but if anyone wants the tutorial in the key that I play it in, which is A flat and lots of barring, let me know. I'll be happy to do that tutorial as well. I'm going to make chord charts for both keys available to my Patreon patrons, but for now I'll just do this tutorial in the key of G. First of all, the Tennessee Waltz was written in the late 40s and was a hit in the early 50s. I know the song because when we were celebrating probably my grandparents' 50th anniversary in 2001, we made a mix CD of all the hit songs from the year they were married, which is 1951, and this song was on it. So I've listened to this song since I was a kid. It's one of few country songs that was, a big part of my childhood. So I looked it up. It was written by Pee Wee King and Red Stewart, inspired by Bill Monroe's Kentucky Waltz, and it's been recorded by a lot of different artists. So this is a drop in the bucket of people who have worked on this song. So all right, we're in the key of G. I'm going to pull up my chart here. So first of all, we're going to be playing a lot of G chords, which is really easy. On baritone ukulele, we're just putting our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. Everything else is open. So one pattern we're gonna use a lot in this song is a walk down of G major to G major 7 to G dominant 7. So you'll notice all of these. For G major, we've just got ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. For G major 7, we have our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the E string. For G dominant 7, we have our pointer on the 1st fret of the E string. So it's 3rd, 2nd, 1st. So that might be a helpful motion to just practice a few times, because we'll use it a bunch. And then from that G dominant 7, we're going to go to a C major, which we play by putting our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string and our pointer on the 1st fret of the B string. So it's 2nd, open, 1st, open. 2nd, open, 1st, open. Then we go back to our G, and then we're going to play an E7, E dominant 7, which we play by putting our pointer finger on the 1st fret of the G string. You can also, instead of playing the E7, you can just play an E major, which is middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, in addition to pointer on the 1st fret of the G string. So that would be 2nd, 1st, open, open. But the E7 is open, 1st, open, open. Then Then from the E7, we go to an A minor chord. Ooh, I got an email. So A minor is middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, pointer on the 1st fret of the B string, and then our E is open. So it's 2nd, 2nd, 1st, open. 2nd, 2nd, 1st, open. And then we're going to go to D or D7. So a D chord, we just play, it's like a little V shape here. So pointer on the 2nd fret of the G string, ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the E string. So open, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. That's a D major triad. If you want to introduce a little more tension, leading to a more satisfying resolution. That's something we talk about a lot. Tension and release in music. So you can, instead of playing this D major triad, you can just flip that V shape upside down to play a D7. So this one is D string open, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, pointer on the 1st fret of the B string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the E string. So that's open, 2nd, 1st, 2nd. So this is D major, this is D dominant 7. Okay, so far we've got G major 7, G dominant 7, C, back to G, E7, A minor, D7. Okay, that's the first 8 bars of the song. And you'll also notice going from your A minor, it is actually easier to go to the D7 because you can just keep your pointer finger in place. There's our A minor, there's our D7. So D7 is probably the easier choice. Okay, that's the first 8 bars. And then the second 8 bars is probably, it's very, very similar. So we go G, G major 7, G7, C, G, D7, or D or D7, to C, to G. Okay, so we've learned all of those chords so far. So now we're to the second half of the song, which feels like a chorus. I think of this one as sort of an AABA form, which was, even though it's a country song, that's how a lot of music in the late 40s and early 50s was being written. So it's a nice little crossover between country and the jazz idiom that I usually am in. Okay, so getting to I remember the night. Okay, so we've got, we're starting on G again. I remember the night. We're going to do a B7. So this one, it's a little bit of an awkward shape, but still no barring. So we're going to start with our pointer on the 1st fret of the D string. Middle finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the G string. And our ring finger goes on the 2nd fret of the E string. So it's 1st, 2nd, open, 2nd. 1st, 2nd, open, 2nd. Okay, an alternative for this, which could end up being easier even though it is a bar chord, bar across the 4th fret with your pointer, and then middle finger goes on the 5th fret of the E string. So it's 4th, 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 5th. But we're going to use this one for now. Okay, so we're going from G to B7 to a C, which we already learned. G, G again, and then our E7. This time, instead of playing an A minor, remember last time we went A minor to D7? For this one, we're going to do an A7. So this is a nice borrowed chord. It's pretty easy to play. We've got our pointer on the 2nd fret of the D string, G string's open, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the B string, and then our E string's open. So it's 2nd, open, 2nd, open. And then back to our D7, or just a plain D if you want. Okay, so the first 8 bars of the chorus goes G, B7, C, G, G, E7, A7, D7. Okay, then we're back to this walk down thing we learned before. G, G major 7, G dominant 7, C, G, D7, C, G. So it's not that hard. I'm going to play the whole song through. I'll hum along. This is not my key, so here we go. Here's an idea of it. There you go. Hope that's helpful. Again, I will have a chord sheet for this on my Patreon, and I'll also do a chord sheet for the song in A flat, which is the key I typically sing it in. Okay, thank you.